What's up guys, Don with Driving Everest here, and today I'm going to do things a little different. I am going to take you on sort of a vlog style video to show you what vendor setup looks like here at Jeep Beach. So once I get this awning rolled in, let's go take a look. So one of my favorite things about Jeep Beach is the fact that you can actually camp here. And a lot of people do, and it's just super convenient when it comes to being close to where all the action is. Not to mention, you get a really cool camping sticker that gives you 24/7 access to the speedway so you can get in. So here we are inside where all the vendors are setting up. And that's what today is all about. It gives all the vendors a chance to get everything set up, ready for the show. We've got Quake LED over here. Coming up, we've got the team from MODL Off-Road. The Steinjager semi is back there. And it just goes on and on and on. So for those of you that don't know, I always have my Gladiator set up at Jeep Beach with the team from TUWA Pro. Vanessa's gonna be here sometime later this afternoon with her Gladiator. But for now, we're just kind of cruising around looking for where the booth is gonna be. I got a phone call from Otto TUWA that he is here with the truck and we are somewhere across from the obstacle course. So that's all I know. Let's go find him. All right, so it looks like I found him. We are right next to Topless for Tatas, who was our booth neighbor last year. Super cool people, super great cause. And there is the box truck. Ooh, Mojave Twist is looking good. I've got Gladiator envy now. Let's see what we got going on here. So by the way, I'm doing something not only different with the vlog style video, but also with filming this. I'm actually shooting this on the DJI Pocket, which is a tiny little 4K gimbal, and I'm just using the standard internal microphone. So it's probably gonna pick up a lot of wind noise. I'm not entirely sure how the video is gonna come out, but it's super handy. Like, this is the case for this thing. It's super tiny. So we'll see how it works out. But this is how I'm gonna bring you guys along for the entire duration of vlog for each day of Jeep Beach. So over here we've got people hard at work. There's Otto from TUWA Pro unloading the box truck, trying to get to the giant inflatable bounce house they brought. It's a bounce house, right, Otto? Yeah? Something like that. We've got a giant inflatable display, which you'll see here later in the video. But for now, we got to get everything unloaded. It's like a really bad CrossFit workout. All right, so this giant inflatable is laid out here behind me. And the trick is we kind of have to blow it up a little bit to get it in position, but the wind is picking up. Let me show you just how windy it is right now. Look at that sign blowing. So over here, the guys are holding down the water weights. This is gonna hold about, I think, 500 pounds of water weight per each one of these. But we're gonna have to hold this down with people to position it. And I'm not sure how that's gonna play out.
There, listen to me. Please hold this stand down for 10 minutes.
Was that a little prayer?
Yes.
I thought you were confident.
I am.
All right.
I'm confident in God.
The camera's rolling. Turn the blower on.
So it is blowing. Well, this is gonna take like 10 minutes, so hold on tight.
All right, so it's starting to take shape, and as you can see, the wind is starting to play with it already. So we're starting to go ahead and get some water inside of the giant weights. This one back here is being positioned and filled up. Over here, we're just kind of hanging out, holding onto the rope, waiting to see if this gets sketchy. All right, do you have any last words?
I'm ready.
We're gonna go parasailing here at G Beach 2023. All right, so disaster strikes. First, my camera, the wind caught it while I was doing a time lapse, fell off the truck. I think the gimbal's okay. We'll see how this turns out. The back popped off. I was able to get that back on. However, the tent, let me see if I can change this angle. The tent is down. It's currently anchored to Everest and Mojave Twist. It actually started to take flight, hit the Enterprise truck, and it tore a big hole in the tent right over there. So it may be too windy for us to even get this up. And now with the hole in it, it is certainly going to be an experience. Fortunately, aside from some rope burn, myself, one of the boys, everybody should be okay. All right, so we just got done taping up that gash I was showing you about. So it's a combination of Flex Seal tape, which is the stickiest stuff that I'm aware of, and then a basket weave of the black Gorilla tape, second stickiest stuff that I'm aware of. And that should be able to hold that gash closed. And now we're just doing a little shuffle to put some weight on it. Setting up the barricades at the pre-measured distance. We'll tie the corners off and try this again. So even though we've got it patched up, I'm sitting here watching all these flags blow, and it's just, some of these gusts we get are so intense. And honestly, I don't think that it's the greatest idea to set it up. There's the like 10 foot wide by 20 foot long TUWA Pro sort of more conventional tent that you see some of the other vendors have. That's gonna be my recommendation. We've got plenty of weight to anchor something small like that down, but the way that this is shaped, right, the way this archway goes up, the wind just catches it. It acts like a giant parasail. So right now we're waiting on Tomas from TUWA Pro to show up. We're gonna talk to him about it, see what he wants to do, and then go about getting set up, because we have made zero progress so far. All right, so they're over there discussing. Tomas has showed up, and I think the consensus is we're not gonna use it here at G Beach. It'll work great for the Smokies and for other events where it's not so windy, but I mean, just look at these flags right now. They are just whipping. And it's only gonna get windier the next couple of days, so they're taking all the air out of it right now. We're gonna load it back in the truck and go find some food. Okay, so we just got done with lunch, and we actually had to leave this speedway and go find some lunch. There's Chipotle, Five Guys, Chick-fil-A, a whole bunch of stuff close by, so it's not a big deal. But as I'm driving back, it's got me thinking, man, if somebody would just show up here with a taco truck and kind of drive through and offer tacos to all the vendors that are busy setting up all day, it would make an absolute killing. I don't know. Maybe we'll see that next year. Anyway, we're about to go through the, I don't know if it's world famous or just renowned. Anyway, we're gonna go through the tunnel out onto the speedway. Let's take a look. Wild, wasn't it? All right, so auto left lunch early, and now I've arrived as they've got the tent pretty much rolled up.
Even got Charlie helping out.
I know. Like, you guys are putting the photographer to work here even.
Charlie.
So the photographer's working and I'm just over here filming all of this.
All right, there it is.
Good job, guys. Only we would have just left it on the truck in the first place.
That's what I just said. 4 hours, we took it apart, we inflated it, we almost blew up the whole fucking electric line here, and then 2 hours to put it back in the truck. Good morning.
So let me tell you, this is not normal. This is not a normal vendor setup. It's gone a lot smoother in years past, but you know what? It's been an absolutely wild trip. My camper fell off the jack stand, fell off the tongue, off the blocks, bent one of the stabilizers, had to repair that when I first got here yesterday. So, I mean, it's been pretty wild, so go figure. Now, hopefully we've got all that out of our system. It's gonna go smooth. We're gonna still use the 1,000 pound water weights to hold down the 10 by 20 tent. So is it gonna be overkill? Yes. Is the tent gonna go anywhere? Absolutely not. So this is the 10 by 22 tent, and man, it's windy. And we're using the 1,000 pound weights to hold it down. So as we've spent some time thinking about it, we're gonna go ahead and move the truck out of here. That is gonna make packing up on Saturday a bit longer, but it's gonna make the space look a lot better. We'll be able to take the tent here, slide it all the way back to the edge of the grass, maximize the space, and not have the big Enterprise logo in the background of the TUWA Pro booth. So right now it's time to unload the truck, get all the product out so the truck can be taken out of the speedway and parked, and then we'll get everything set back up. Starting to come together. So we've got to move trucks and trailers around so we can try to get this big box truck out of here, which was a last minute decision. So the truck's gone, we were getting the tent in place, and we were tying it down, and the weather just went absolutely nuts.
Everything's going from bad to worse, man.
So it is pouring down rain. They are telling us there's a weather alert over the loudspeakers. So right now, we are just kind of hunkering down and riding this out. We'll see how long it lasts, but it's supposed to do this. Gimbal had trouble following me. It's supposed to do this off and on all weekend. So, fingers crossed that it just blows through.
Nobody's holding this, right?
Let's take a look at the radar. So we got kind of nice and sunny right now in that direction. But when we spin around and look at the other side of the speedway, just got done. I didn't catch it on camera, but some crazy lightning over in that direction. And the signs all around the speedway are flashing weather alert at us now. We're gonna go ahead and try to get one of the gladiators in position. So a couple of us, like Everest, they're gonna be in and out, but Mojave Twist, they're gonna leave their gladiator here. So we're gonna go ahead and stage it right now just to get an idea. Hold, let's see what this looks like. So, the rack there. Now we might want to come back with it a little bit.
I think
Come back and get your tires back on the pavement should kick it out enough. Because when we're standing right here, If you're just back a little bit more, you'll kind of have the whole rack right here accessible. Okay. So let's give that a try.
All right, bring it. Go, bring it. We put that tape.
Otto, what is this?
That tape we put it 1 year ago and it's still holding up. That's a good fucking advertisement for Gorilla Tape.
So he thinks that this tape here is our marks from last year, because after you position the Jeeps, you really just kind of want to tape off where the tires should be. So that way when you come in and out, it's super easy for you to know how to stage them again. And that way it takes kind of all the guesswork. And I go a little this, little that. So that's actually what we're doing right now, is just figuring out how we want to set the Jeeps up to kind of maximize the display, maximize the space, allow people to walk in. We've just kind of had to pivot on everything since we ended up not being able to use the giant archway, because the plan for that was Everest and Firefly right in the middle underneath the archway, and another Gladiator on each side flanking it. And now the game has changed, so we're gonna figure it out. All right, so this is generally what we're thinking here. So you've got the one, Mojave has got the butt sticking out, so we got the bed rack there. Everest here is gonna be face out, and that way it's kind of like a natural walkway here into the tent in the back where they'll have some displays. And then we'll have the rooftop tent opened up right there. We'll come over here, we'll have Firefly making the same moves, and then we'll have one more Jeep over there. And then when you're trying to set up, you get this guy come by.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
We got Richie from Sticky Vinyls.
Yes,
What's
in
up,
the house.
So he's the one who did all the graphics on Everest and Firefly. I'm not quite sure why he's here, aside from just being a general hype man, but he came by to say hello.
Bro, this is the most unnecessary accessory I'm doing.
Which one?
That's my propane tank.
It's a huge Coca-Cola propane hanging on the bed. What's the purpose of this?
Hey, I don't want to see you sucking on that. It's propane, it ain't Coke, right? I know.
And this is why it takes forever to get things done sometimes. So like, maybe 2 minutes after Richie gets here, it absolutely starts dumping on us again. And we're all just kind of hanging out here under the tent, trying to do our best to stay dry. And I think are we done?
Yeah, we're done for today.
Are we done for the day?
Yes, we're ready. We're done with the W strategy.
So we've actually aligned the Jeeps like an M.
It's a
So
W.
it goes out, comes in, goes out, and comes in. He thinks it's a W, but he's dyslexic, so it's all right.
You know, you think you're funny, and that's your problem.
They laughed. They're gonna laugh on this video at this point. If you don't, shame on you, you have no sense of humor. It's an M. So the rain is not really letting up. Vanessa called me about 5 minutes ago saying she was about 10 minutes out. So I've got her vendor passes in Everest, so I need to go meet her at the gate with security. And she's like, it looks black up ahead. It wasn't raining where she was on the highway. And I was like, yeah, it's every bit as bad. I mean, the tent is holding because we have 4,000 pounds of weight holding it down, but the weather is absolutely horrific. Now, maybe it won't be as bad Friday and Saturday. I mean, I can hope. Like, and it should blow over. Like, I see blue skies in other places, but that's your typical Florida. That's how our summers are. We get these nasty thunderstorms that blow in for an hour or so, and then they tend to pass, and it gets hot, it gets humid, but the sun comes back out. So let's go find Vanessa and Capri and Firefly. All right, so the tent is lowered and secured for the evening. Vanessa has arrived. She's got to move, so if you just want to swing into an empty spot real quick, I'll take you to the campground here in a second. So we got some traffic here. I'm gonna grab the keys for Mojave because they're actually leaving the Gladiator here and spend time staying in the campground. If I need to move it or do anything with it. And then I think we're gonna call it. Like, Not much else we can do at this point. The lightning is really bad and the storms are only supposed to get worse. So we got an early morning ahead of us to get everything tweaked and set up just right. I still gotta wash Vanessa's Gladiator Firefly because it's an absolute disaster from driving. It's a complete mess. It's all sandy and it's black, so it's impossible to keep clean. But it looks good when it's wet. The scrambler package from Sticky Vinyls. The prototype Molly panel from TUWA Pro. The Odyssey from James Baroud. And of course, all the Quadratec accessories, Toyo Tires and Anthem wheels. All right, so we are back at the camper. That's gonna do it for today. We are done prepping. I think we're gonna meet up with some of the folks for dinner here in a little bit, but hope you enjoyed a little bit of the chaotic behind the scenes of vendor setup day here at Jeep Beach. Stay tuned for the rest of the videos that I'll be pumping out, showing you what the main event looks like, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather's gonna be a little bit better than it was today. Thanks for watching.